Hello, beautiful children of China. It's your teacher, Timothy. Get the cobwebs out of your mind. It's time to learn something new. Just me and you. So here we go. Today we're going to talk more about writing. And today we're going to talk about writing with a partner, with a friend, somebody else that can give you feedback on your writing and help it to come along. Sometimes it's a teacher, sometimes it's someone maybe there at your house that can help you today. So we're going to work together on this and talk about it. Let's read through this. Working with a partner. Read with me if you can. Try to say the word with me or even before me. Ready? Working together can be fun. That's true for writers too. Here are some ways a partner can help to make your writing better. Let's see here. Can you say that word? Listen. Listen. We don't really say listen, even though there's a t. We say listen. A partner listens as you read your writing. So they listen and then ask. A partner asks questions about your writing and then talk. A partner talks to you about your writing. So those are things that a partner can do. Oh, look at this. This is like a cactus. That's a cactus there. Well, let me start this. Hang on. Just to check something. Good. So let's look at this. Here is a cactus. Right here, we can see this cactus. You know, I think the word cactus is down here. Yep, it's the first word right here. I was going to write it for you, but why not just take it, look at what they have done. Yep, cactus, right there, there's the word, cactus. And that's what that was up above there. It's a plant that has prickles on it. Let's look at this writing right here. Let's read this together. Oh, let's read this together. Would you read it with me? Cactus pears are yellow, orange, green, or red. They grow on a prickly pear cactus. Some people make salsa with cactus pears. Well, that's a really nice couple of sentences, 3 sentences. So here's a partner right here, and what they're asking a question, aren't they? They're saying, how do cactus pears taste? I don't think I've ever eaten a cactus pear. Have you? I'd like to know the answer to that question. How can partners help each other make their writing better? Now, that's a question we're talking about here today. Oh, here's this word right here. Interesting word, right? Rubric. Rubric. It's not a word that people know and use very much in English, but it's an important word. Let's see what they say about a rubric. A rubric lists the main traits for a form of writing. Jake and his teacher talk about the rubric below. It lists 3 traits. Now, Jake knows what to look for in his writing. So a rubric is like a list, a checklist, and it tells you how to go. Make sure of this, make sure of this, make sure of this. And it reminds you of the things that you need to know when you're doing something. So down below here, the 3 writing traits that they're going to show us are, here we go. Let's take a look. Ideas. That's an important writing trait. Your writing has one topic and great details, okay? Then the other one, organizing your writing, organization. Your writing is in an order that makes sense, that the words are in an order and the sentences are in an order that it makes sense, right? And then conventions. Your writing follows these rules. So again, the word conventions just means the rules that we use when we write. So let's go on. Ideas, organization, conventions. Learning about a rubric. Here's that word again, rubric. It's even hard to say, rubric. But can you say it with me? Rubric. If you use that word when you're talking English, people will be impressed because it's an academic word. It's a rarely used word, rubric. Jake, you have a great idea. This is what the teacher says here. See, Jake, you have a great idea. And now the teacher's going to give the rubric. Let's look at this together. On this side, these are the things that will remind you, a list of the things on this side. This side is the list of things that will remind Jake how to do a good job. Here they are, these 3 on this side. Okay, so I made a big mess there, but let's read them. These are the side of the rubric that says what the teacher wants. Your writing needs one topic and details. And over here, we'll look there later, but that's what Jake did. The second of the rubric list, your writing needs order. It has to be in a certain order to make sense. And finally, the third one, your writing needs to follow the rules. So let's say when we go down this checklist with Jake's writing, what did the teacher say? Your writing has one topic and some details. So that's good. It does have one topic. That's what they said they need. And some details. When she said some details, she might mean that there could be more. It might be good to have more. This one, the second of the rubric, your writing needs order. What did the teacher say? Your writing shows some words and sentences in order. So it doesn't say that all of them are in order, but most of them are. So he's on the right track. And finally, the third one, your writing needs to follow the rules. And what does she say? Your writing follows most of the writing rules. Oh, so most of them, that's good. Good job, Jake. But there are a couple that you could fix, it sounds like. We went down the list of the rubric. Sorry, I have a little cough today. Do you ever get sick and get a cough like that? Yeah, I guess everybody does. In Minnesota, where I live, where it's cold, spring is starting now, but a lot of people have a cough, little sicknesses. It's okay. You can't catch it through the computer, just so you know. Writing a sentence. Writing a sentence. Let's read this together. A sentence, there's that word again. It's an important word, right? This one right there. A sentence is a group of related words. It states a complete thought. Here, let's see what Kim thinks of. This is telling us how Kim is thinking. Here's Kim right here. She's thinking. Kim thinks of words to write a sentence about a fox. You can use your own words to write sentences too. A sentence uses words to state a complete thought. A sentence uses words in the correct order. A sentence uses words that name and tell. Name the animal and tell what it does, right? So she's going to write about a fox. Oh, there are some ears. There are the fox's ears right there. There's the fox's tail right there. There are some trees where the fox could hide. Oh, here's a sentence. Let's read it together. Do you read it? Let me hear you. Yeah, let me read it. I saw a red fox today, period. So some of the rules for writing we've been learning about, right? Because at the end of a sentence, you always put a period or a question mark or an exclamation mark, depending how you want to end the sentence. But a period is nice. And at the beginning of a sentence, it's always capitalized, a big letter. Oh, here's something you can work on. And I'm going to stop here and then we'll come back. Use your own words. Use your own words to finish each sentence. Okay? So this number 1 says the ant, and then you're supposed to finish that. And number 2 says a blank digs holes. So think of something there, and I'll stop now and come back in when you're done. Okay, so let's see how you answered those. I'd like to, if I were there, I wish I was there so I could hear how you answered those good questions. The ant blank. You know what I would say? I would say the ant is small and strong. And then there's a period there. The ant is small and strong. That's what I would say about the ant. This one, blank, digs holes. Well, let me answer that one too. Here's what I would say. See if you can read this. Can you read that? The puppy dog digs holes. Of course, a puppy loves digging holes. I would like to know what your answers were, but I can't right now. Put your words in order, in the right order, right? The words in the sentence must be in the correct order to make sense. Otherwise, they won't make sense. These words are not in the correct order. They do not make sense. So let's look at this. Let's read this. Fox, A, lives, woods, the, in. Now that doesn't make any sense at all. You know what I'd like you to do? I'm going to stop right now, and I want you to take out your pencil and a piece of paper. I want you to put those words in an order that works. Stop now. Okay, did you do it? Let's see what works. Writing a sentence. These words are in the correct order. They make sense. Let's see if this is like what you did. Oh, here it is. A fox lives in the woods. Is that what you put? Is that what you put? I hope so. There's that fox. Well, that fox is wearing glasses. How strange is that? I'm wearing glasses. Fox doesn't usually wear glasses, but maybe if it's a student and he's learning. And so let's talk about this. Read each group of words. Tell which one makes sense. So let's look at these two groups of words. Eyes has green cat the. Does that make sense? Eyes has green cat the? I'll tell you, no, it does not make sense. Number two, the cat has green eyes. Well, now the words are in the right order. It makes sense. I didn't even know what they were talking about in the first one. And the second one, yes, it makes sense. Well, that brings us to the end of our lesson. So let's just go back and talk about it. Getting the words in the right order then they'll make sense, right? And this sentence right here is not in the right order. Fox, A, lives, woods, the, in. No. So finding the right order. And then you answered this one about the ant, and you answered about something that digs holes. Here, these words are in the right order. I saw a red fox today. And let's remember that a sentence uses words to state a complete thought. A sentence uses words in the correct order. A sentence uses words that name and tell. Yeah, those are good, important things. Writing sentences is super important. When I was teaching last year, some of the kids were having trouble knowing when to stop a sentence, how many different things you should say before the period. But this says right here, a single thought. That is, you name something and you tell about it, but just one thought, and then the period. Here's the rubric, right? This, the teacher has written that your writing needs one topic and details, your writing needs order, and your writing needs to follow the rules. And so then she gave the report on each one. Remember, some of the rules, but you could have done better, and this would be something that you get the rubric back, and then you can fix it up so it's really good. Here's the teacher. She looks nice. So first, you start when you're writing with ideas. Then you organize your ideas, and then you incorporate all the rules of writing, the capital letter and the period at the end and all that stuff, and correct spelling, of course. So that was learning about the rubric. Jake was learning about the rubric. Here are those glasses again. Oh, now we're talking about how a partner can help. The partner, here's this owl asking how cactus pears taste. I would like to taste the salsa from a cactus pear. But this is really well written, this thing about cactus pears. It gives an idea in each sentence, and the sentences are not too long. Here's a cactus. I think this cactus needs a few more bristles. I think it needs a few more bristles. Let's make a few more. Ouch. 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 Because if those poke you, ooh, that would hurt. Ow. Look at those bristles. We're making, this cactus has a lot of pokies. Yeah. Anyway, let's get rid of those. So, here are some ways that a partner can help you to make your writing better. They listen, and then they ask questions, and then they talk and tell you their ideas about how you could make it better. Yeah, using a partner is good. Don't worry. They tell you things, and it gets better usually with the partner. So that's our lesson for today. Goodbye, my friends. This is Timothy signing off. Thank you for a good lesson. Now I'm happier, you're smarter, and the whole world is a little smaller.